ever want to see a movie about henchmen? I think they're far more compelling than the big hero or the big villain. They're just some guy who needed a job. So they go about their lives. They got friends, they got families. They just always end up working for bad guys just by happenstance. And if a studio were to do this, like somebody like, let's say Paramount, like he could be like one of the bad guys in RoboCop, then one of the bad guys in Commando, then one of the bad guys in, I don't know, Lethal Weapon. But like, you could be like, you can use all the footage from your older movies and he's just there in the background and he dips like, oh man, we the bad guys. Dang, and he just leaves and goes home and is like, gotta start looking for work again. But in the meantime, we're discovering more about his character and who he is as a person, what drives him, because hey man, everybody got jobs to do. When it comes to the paper and providing for your family, you're gonna do what's necessary. And that's why I'm preambling this quite a bit, because this came to us from New Jersey First, which is a group that I follow on Facebook. And this is a conversation with an officer about laws, and it really speaks to the humanity of the people who are in the uniforms, the faceless men in the uniforms.
Plenty of laws that I don't agree with, but it's my job to enforce them regardless. It happens all the time.
So, do you believe in the Second Amendment?
Thank you for...
So, if it was ordered for you guys to go door to door to confiscate firearms, would you quit or would you do it?
This is my job. I gotta make a living just like everybody else. All right?
Boom. There you go. And thusly, if it calls for trampling on another person's rights to be able to take care of your family, a lot of guys would do it in a heartbeat, because you got people to take care of, you got a family to feed. And it's really where I empathize, I guess, the most with people in this type of position, because he's just a cop. He's not a mayor. He's not he's not in the legislative class. No, he's in the enforcement class, and that makes a world of difference.
I do what the law says. I may not agree with everything, but it's my job to enforce what it says.
All right.
Like I said, there's plenty of times where I would love to arrest somebody and take them to jail, but I'm not allowed to.
So that's and like you said, like there's tons of times he'd like to take people to jail. I said this in a video before. There's a reason that Chi and the type of energy moves that they do on Dragon Ball Z just would not. Sorry, whatever creator you believe in, if you believe in a creator at all, but they wouldn't give us that ability, because I'm telling you, like that girl, and when you're 13, that girl that you like don't like your back. Whoo! Like blow up the world, man. Blow up the world. But it also brings us to this situation that's taking place in Hong Kong. Yeah, a little bit of a misdirection for you. And this is from Reuters. The violence brings Hong Kong to brink of total breakdown, says the police. Written by Claire Jim and Jesse Pang. Hong Kong police fired tear gas on Tuesday at the heart of the Central Financial District in 2 university campuses to break up pro-democracy protests, which they said were bringing the Chinese-ruled city to the brink of total breakdown. Let's check this, like a minute, some change. Let's check this out. This must be that. Yeah, they're cleaning up. I mean, we could get some like footage. That'd be dope. The clashes came a day after police shot a protester at close range, and a man was doused with a petrol and set on fire in some of the worst violence in the former British colony in decades. Oh my God, for real. A flash mob of more than 1,000 protesters, many wearing office clothes and face masks, rallied in Central for a second day during a lunch hour, blocking roads below some of the city's tallest skyscrapers and most expensive real estate. After they had dispersed, police fired tear gas at the remaining protesters on Old Narrow Pedder Street. Police made more than a dozen arrests, many pinned up on the pavement against the wall of luxury jeweler Tiffany & Co. Police later sealed off Pedder Street, which was calm as office workers started leaving for home. Our society has been pushed to the brink of a total breakdown, a police spokesman told a briefing, referring to the last 2 days of violence. He said masked rioters had committed insane acts, such as throwing trash, bicycles, and other debris onto metro tracks and overhead power lines, paralyzing the transport system. He said the man set on fire Monday was still in critical condition and appealed for information on who was responsible. Police on Monday fired volley after volley of tear gas in Central, where some protesters blocked streets lined with banks and jewelry shops. They misspelled jewelry. Most had their shutters down on Tuesday. Police also fired tear gas at City University at Kowloon Tong, beneath the Lion Rock, and at Chinese University on the other side of the mountain, where protesters threw petrol bombs and bricks at police. Saying this is not good on either side. Protesters at City University have stockpiled bricks and petrol bombs on the bridges and other approaches, and were making small devices with nails, apparently to puncture tires. Spelled with a Y. Streets inside and outside the Chinese University campus entrance were littered with bricks, other debris, and small street fires as police tackled some protesters to the ground. A van used as part of the street barricade was set ablaze. It's our school. So this is where the protest for, man, thank God. We just had Veterans Day. And, you got all these people talking about, oh, man, you got to thank the troops for our freedoms and stuff like that. A sentiment that I'm not going to sit here and knock by any stretch. But at the same time, I want to recognize that we have the Constitution. That's what really, keeps us, that's what really secures our democracy and really secures our freedom. I mean, the military is the muscle, right? Like if the country were a body, the heart and soul would be the Constitution, but the muscle would be the military. And trust me, as someone who served, there's nothing wrong with that. I love my fellow soldiers. It was some of the best times of my life. But in reality, it's that Constitution that we have that makes it, that gives us our freedom of speech and really solidifies, the dissidents that can be had in the country. So we don't have to get to places like this where, I get what these guys are fighting for, because they like the exact same thing. Over in the UK, my man Count Dankula, he recently left the party that he was involved in. Hold on. Okay, there we go. He recently left the party that he... Hold on, wait a second. Did I miss something? Yeah, she kind of cute. Either ways, he recently left the party that he was involved in because they're not free speech. I don't really... There's nowhere else in the country in the world that has that indoctrinated into their, constitution, and we do, and that's a beautiful thing. And so, for all the bluster and all the complaints, geez, it's great that we have such a document to solidify our rights in our democracy. But once again, to bring it all the way back to the beginning of this video with the henchman thing, those police, I'm pretty sure they have their own beliefs as well, but what do you do for your check? You got to get paid. So with that being said, we're going to bring this one to an end. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Oh, I'll leave it on her. Cute enough. Yeah, she's cute enough. That was the tip. Yeah. Okay. All the internet stuff. If you liked it, toss it a like. Dislike, go ahead, do that too. Nobody's scared of you. Sub if you enjoy my fantastic voice and you want to get videos like this every single day. Share, because sharing is caring. And YouTube and BitChute and the like, they're not the biggest fans of your boy over here. I mean, BitChute, appreciate you, but hey, toss a few more my way. And speak. Let me know, what do you think in the comments? It really is such a interesting place to be at, where you have these people who have their own sets of beliefs, but have to put those beliefs aside because they need to provide, clashing up against what's ultimately their fellow countrymen and things that even they themselves don't believe in. But, henchmen got a hench, right? Stormtroopers got a stormtroop. Disagree? Or you got any thoughts of your own? That's what my comment section is there for. Until the next one.